Oh, very good afternoon to everyone joining us today live here with our Tier 3 race. We are 6 rounds into the season, almost at the halfway point. Well, I cannot say halfway point because we have to still go 2 more races, and today we are at the track where the walls are very far off. Safety car is a rarity, and it's quite, penalty giving track. But if you couldn't guess from the flag that you can see in front, we are today at France. So an exciting track and an exciting race that we will get to watch. Don't worry, today I'm not alone in the comms box. Today I am joined by Deepakraj, an old pairing of tier 3 streams, I would say, but again pairing reunited. So Deepakraj, how is it going?
Yeah, it's going good, and yeah, it's good to be commentating with you back on Tier 3. It's been quite some time. And as you know, Tier 3 is always quite exciting, and a lot of things go on in this race. So I'm quite excited to commentating on this race.
Yes, indeed. So before we get into more details about this track, let's just move forward with the streams. We'll have enough time during quali to talk more about the race, to talk more about this track. But first of all, let's have a look at the track itself. Obviously a 5.8 kilometer track with 15 turns, a lot of them being fast. Two DRS zones, not a lot of elevation change, but it's definitely gonna be quick. Let's head over to the Hotlap to see how it is done.
Paul Ricard circuit, one of the fan favorites for F1 as we cross the line and get the lap started. Able to get the car over to the right hand side for turn 1, brake at the end of the red markings on the right hand side, clip the inside bollards for turns 1 and 2, and try to run as wide as possible, making all use of track limits. Similarly for turn 3, chuck the car in. Same for turn 4, try to get 4 wheels over the red curves if you can, the red and white curves which mark the track limits. Same for turn 6. It's going to be all about carrying momentum around this track as we head on to the Mistral straight through turn 7. Now normally the Mistral straight in GT3 is unrestricted, you don't have a chicane in the middle, but because of the speed that these cars carry, we brake at the red marker on the right hand side going into turn 8. 4 wheels over the inside curve almost for turn 9 as we once again barrel down the straight towards turn 10. Possibly the most intensive corner on the entire track, fairly flat in these modern cars, but it really does show the aerodynamic and mechanical grip advantage that these modern cars have. Double right-hander of turn 11 is all about carrying momentum. A lot of time on the table to be gained here if you get it absolutely right. Turn 12, a very awkward late apex left-hander where you again aim to run 3 wheels or 4 wheels over the track limits. Turn 13 is flat, and turn 14 is an awkward left-hander again. Final corner, round the hairpin, make sure not to run too wide here, it can invalidate your lap. DRS open, and that is a lap of Paul Ricard.
And that was a blistering fast lap by our very own eccentric, who seems to be on an off season this season. Not seeing him on the track yet, but who knows, maybe towards the second half of the season we will see a comeback from our previous season tier 1 champion. Not previous, I think it was previous to previous season tier 1 champion. So hoping that he will make a return, but that's a different topic to talk about. Today we are with our tier 3 boys, one of the closest field that we have to offer. And being said that, I believe our boys have headed into the session, so we will also go for the same. Hoping that no more game crashes happens today. Obviously I followed all the suggestions that were given in the chat box. I did delete the hardware info files, and then I have started the game, so hopefully today we don't get cut out from the action. But coming to you, Deepakraj, what do you think about this track? You were the one who were watching the tier 2 race yesterday and streaming as well, so can you give us some insight on the strategy and what do you expect in the field?
Yeah, yesterday it was more of a straightforward race, to be honest. Like, there was not quite a lot happening in the middle phase. It was just business as usual. People are going for soft mediums, and I mean, there were a few people who decided to do a two-stop. But of course, that all went out the window when the safety car came in, and everyone ultimately did a two-stop. I mean, we had a safety car in the last few laps, and yeah, we just had a very chaotic race ending, to be honest. But it's just a shame that yesterday's race has been called null and void due to some lobby setting issues. So yeah, it's a very hard look. But yeah, those guys will be redoing that race, and I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yes, indeed. Good that you mentioned it. As Deepakraj has mentioned it here, we will be considering yesterday's race null and void. I'm just trying to get our telemetry running, which doesn't seem to be running at the moment. But yeah, that's done because the lobby setting was a bit messed up. The assists were restricted. We are definitely having a full wet quali as of now. People are still on their outlap or in the pit, so nothing much going on in the race. So just bear with me till I figure out the telemetry why it is not working, and hopefully that will give us a bit more idea onto what is going on the track.
And I could see that the tier 3 traditions are continuing by these guys having a wet session. So, yeah, good to know.
Good to know indeed. The traditions are something that we always follow, and it's always been whenever you and me are commentating and streaming, and tier 3 gets a wet race. So maybe it's our fault, not their fault at one point. But yeah, let's just hope that the race is dry. We could see that info if telemetry was working. I'm not sure why it is not working, but we'll try getting the telemetry up and running as soon as possible. Meanwhile, let's just hop into the quali till we can.
Yep, and we see Ripe is out on his Hotlap. I mean, the full wet condition, it is actually quite treacherous in this one. You don't really. I mean, the track limits are already quite tough, and in the wets, it can be a bit frustrating as well with car not turning as it is. The Ripe is handling it pretty good. It's all good so far. And oh, that was a very jittery input. He couldn't really get it right. That's one of the problems in this track. Like, you need to have super smooth inputs in some of these sections. Jittery inputs can be quite a problem. And we are back in the Mistral straight, just winding down a long straight, coming up to the chicane, and let's see how he takes this. Taking good enough for the curbs. Good over here as well. As you can see, he was taking it quite a bit cautiously. I can pretty much understand it. Like, you can't just go full balls out over there. It's quite tough on the wets. And coming to this corner, let's see how he takes this. A little lift off. Yes, that's kind of required, I think. This corner is also going to be quite a testing one in the wets and even in the race configuration, because there are multiple possible lines. You could see some people taking some optimistic super inside lines. Some people might just go outside. And the same applies to this corner as well, like a lot of weird lines through there. And we see him just losing it a little bit of the exits. So he seems to be going good. I think he'll be having a first representative lap time in a short time. Takes the final corners. Just fighting the car to turn. It just looks so painful to watch. Just fighting it. Going full log. Across the line, we will have the time of 1 minute 45.3, I think.
Yes, that is 1 minute 45.397. First time that is put on the board. Obviously, other drivers also starting their lap, still trying to, struggle in these conditions, trying to battle their car and somehow make it across the line. Thermo will be the next one to cross the line. Let's see how he fares with Ripe's time on the top of the leaderboard, and there he goes, 146.0. so he's still 7/10 off the pace. We do have the fastest time set by Mountain Wolf of a 144.9. obviously in the wet condition it is wise to just take some fuel and just keep on going again and again and again. Thermo not following that, but other drivers are definitely following, and that will help in the times getting tumbled down on the timesheet.
Yeah, that what he said is quite an interesting point, because the ERS doesn't just go away and the tire doesn't just fall off a cliff or anything like that, and you're not going to start on the same tires in the race. So you can of course do multiple push laps until you feel that the tire doesn't have anything to offer you. So you could do like multiple laps and then maybe come and change another set. Maybe when the track evolves at the end stage, maybe I don't know what's weather forecast right now, but maybe we could have a sort of like a interconditions towards the end, and maybe that could actually help them.
Yes, indeed. I'm just trying to get the telemetry working so that we can see something on the weather forecast, but it doesn't seem to be working. Again, it will take me a lot of time to figure it out. Better than that, let's just enjoy the action. However, the game can give us without our telemetry. being there for our assistance. I have tried a couple of things, couldn't fix it as of now, but we'll see it later. Maybe for the tier 1 race today night we'll get it fixed, but a couple of times have been put up. Ripe has again put the fastest time of a 1:44.7, going from P2 to P1. Ink setting 1:45.1. So again, a lot of times coming up on the field, on the charts on the left side, and it is definitely gonna keep on improving as the times go by.
Yep, pretty sure Sai Tarun is not going to be improving with that. Just cut out too much of the curve and invalidating his lap on the attempt there. And Dark Knight is taking it way too slow on the exit. I think he's just trying to put up a gap, but yeah, he's just gonna go forward. And whose car was that? He was quite struggling on the main straight.
It was Suhaib's car. He seemed to be quite struggling on the main straight, and I might say it was pretty dangerous as well if you look at from my POV, from a car who is coming behind POV. But
Yep.
Logesh crosses the line with the fastest time of a 1:44.4. Obviously, it's gonna improve as the session goes forward, but that's the time that everyone is looking to beat as of now. Slaya will be the next one to cross the line. Let's see what time he can put. His last time was a 1:55, but he goes pole with a 1:43.2. So the times have definitely improving as the session is progressing.
Yeah, that's a massive improvement. So either he just went out for a one lap run, fueling just enough, or he just pushed like crazy.
Yes, indeed. We do have Thermo, who has decided to go on the inters. He's still in the pits. We'll see if he continues to do that. But Aces Scoop crosses the line with 1:45.1. We have the Aston Martin, who seems to be stranded in the last corner of Alpha Morty. No, he is not. That last corner is so slow that it seems like the cars are crawling there. But he
Yeah,
does.
that's it's even more hard. Like we did see on the onboards, like they were just going full lock and just waiting for the car to turn and grip, but it just doesn't happen that quick.
Yes, indeed. Right now, Dark Knight is about to cross the line. He is in the third sector. His Aston Martin teammate, let's see how he can fare up. Just coming through the final corner, as you said, a snail corner, you might say.
This was much better from Dark Knight. He sort of had it rotated better. Do you think he's running maybe a car that is more suited for the wet choice?
Might be possible, but his times are not giving confidence, because right now the quickest time is a 1:43.2, and he is right now 3 seconds off the pace, which is a huge delta right now. So let's just hope that he will improve as the session goes forward. Ritesh crosses the line, sets a 1:44.8. Everyone who is crossing the line is improving their time. Eric Griffin, I think he invalidated his previous lap, could not improve, or maybe he was not improving, but will look to improve in the coming run. As I said, he's already on 3-lap old wet tires, so he is definitely just carrying on with those tires, and as you should do in the wet condition. These tires don't degrade as much, you won't lose as much performance, but the more you drive, the more you will get used to the track conditions and the throttle that you have to give.
Yeah, we do see a lot of drivers who are like putting out the inters and going back to the wets. I think they are still in the kind of like a crossover point where they are still conflicted on what tire to take. But yeah, as the session goes on, I think we'll be seeing more inter runners out there.
Yeah, it seems like Eric Griffin is gonna get blocked, and all that blocking and all that invalidation of the lap just for Suhaib, who is struggling massively to lose his rear and die. But yeah.
That was really unfortunate for Eric Griffin, and I really don't think we could even blame Suhaib, because if he was on a hot lap, then he's not obliged to get away. But I mean, this is kind of a conundrum, right? Like you have a slower driver up ahead, but he is entitled to do his hot lap. It's kind of a tough situation, to be honest.
Yes, indeed. It is a very tough situation, and Dark Knight improves by a couple of tenths and goes P10 at the moment. So he's trying to lead the Alpha. I forgot which car. Aston Martin's charge. I was completely confused about Alfa Romeo, Alpha Tauri. Then I'm like, even this car is named with A, but my mind just shut off. But anyways, Thermo goes back into the pits. Probably invalidated, I'm not sure, but yeah, like right now we have Sai Tarun who is also jumping into the pits. A lot of people coming back into the pits after their run. We have Mighty Owl who might be, no, it's not Mighty Owl, it's Suhaib who is about to cross the line. No, it was Mighty Owl, but he has invalidated his lap. Right now I think everyone is going back into the pits, halfway, almost 1/3 into this session. They are going back into the pits, refueling and coming out for a final couple of laps before the quali gets over.
Yeah, and we do see a lot of tires stick to the inters, so the rain is kind of reducing. Feel like it.
The best thing that we will get to know is from Slayer's POV, who is right now outside on the track on the intermediate tires. Let's see how his car feels right now. It seems that he has grip, but again, let's come to a slow corner, a traction zone. That is probably the next corner, very tricky corner where you can get easily thrown off by the car. Let's just have a look here how he can put down power. Seems fine to me, so it might just be Inter's condition.
Yeah, I mean, but another thing is he's still not using any of the ERS power. It's just his IC that's running.
Yeah.
So when the ERS kicks in, we know how wheel spin can be quite horrendous. So I think we're gonna have a look at a hot lap, and I think Ink is just crossing to start his hot lap. I think that will be a proper representation first. Can he go on board?
Yes.
Yep.
Let's just stay on board him. The first of the Inter runners to cross the line and start their hot lap takes it very cautiously, especially on the exit of turn 2, but that's probably for the best. You don't wanna just spin out your car and bin it somewhere on your hot lap. Going through the first sector, towards the end of the first sector, these set of corners does not seem to have the grip there on the slowest corner on the track, I believe, but manages to get a good enough exit. Not able to get the confidence on his throttle application. I could see him being at 80% for most of that section, but coming down through the straight, obviously he will be full throttle. The next corner exit will be the one that we need to watch out for, and how he is able to capitalize on that. Completely seems like drifting his car, understeering like anything through that corner, but on the exit he got a better exit because of that wider entry into the next half. And now we are up to the next corner. Immediately goes to 50% throttle in dry. It is full throttle, but in the wets probably not, unless and until you want to have a full Tokyo drift moment through that fast right-hander. But the next couple of sequence seems pretty fine. Takes a wider entry, tries to go as close to the apex on the inside and get on power as quickly as possible. Again, getting on power with a bit of hesitation because of the wet conditions. Obviously you cannot immediately go to full throttle. Coming through the final corner, the snail corner as we will be calling it, very careful on the throttle. Look at that throttle application, very carefully going up to full throttle, and he will cross the line. We'll see how much is he able to improve. He improves by 7/10, so obviously he did improve on his time, but that doesn't guarantee that everyone is gonna improve. His teammate is in the third sector, he has invalidated, so let's not look at his POV anymore. But let's go on Neon, who is also in the third sector right now.
Yeah, he has also invalidated his lap.
Oh,
But
yeah.
this is the first laps in Inter, so it's going to definitely evolve even further as the laps go by. As you said, the grip level is changing. We did see on Ink's onboard that he almost had to park it on the apex just to get it stopped and turned around. So it's definitely going to improve in the coming few laps. I do think the times are going to tumble down even furthermore.
For me, I am not getting the confidence as that it's still Inter's condition, but let's see if Logesh can prove me wrong. He is about to cross the line. Right now the McLaren boy seeming very strong. Again, Logesh on the intermediate tires goes 43.1. Not very quick compared to the time that was set on the wet tires by Slaya. So not sure if it is still the ideal, tires right now for these conditions.
Yeah, that is true though. When I just have to wait and see what just happens. You see, Ripe is on his hot lap, and let's see what kind of time he can put up on the leaderboard right now. Finds down, comes down to the final corner. Yep, very careful on throttle, just goes up and comes across. Let's see what time he's gonna do. And he sets a 142.4. Yep.
Yep, that's a pole time as of now. So That's the fastest time that everyone has to beat. Ink also crosses the line with a 1:42.9. So maybe now is the time that they have to go on to the inters and, keep on doing their laps, because it seems like people are improving like anything. Eric Griffin crosses the line, is about to start his hot lap. Everyone on inter tires on the grid, and Eric Griffin just invalidates it. He might not have enough time to start another lap. We might see some creative use of track limits right now on Eric Griffin's outlap. No, he is being a good boy.
No, I think Eric Griffin can make it around just in time for another lap, providing that he has enough fuel for another lap. But I think he can just still make it, and he'll just be praying that he doesn't encounter any traffic, because you don't want to start a hot lap and he doesn't have the time to back out and make a space or anything.
Yes, meanwhile, Slaya seems to have invalidated another lap. So, are we seeing another classic bottle by Slaya being the quickest on the grid? He's not able to set a time because he is invalidating, and I don't think he will get enough time to start another lap unless he takes a weird out lap. But Ritesh, meanwhile, sets the second fastest time, puts both the Ferrari in P1 and P2 at the moment. So, that's really good from him. Slaya, meanwhile, trying to not invalidate. This is the final chance that he is gonna get on his lap to get the pole position. Right now he is in P6. Let's see what he will be doing as the session closes towards the end.
Yeah, Ferrari boys are sitting in P1 and P2 with the differs. He'll be quite happy. Let's see what Slayer can do to disrupt that. And we have a retirement. Saurav has retired. What happened? Did he crash or did he just retire on his own will? I don't know. I think he might have crashed. Looks like at the start of sector 2 at the beginning of major straight, he might have lost his car out.
Yeah, on the right side, that's a pretty tricky zone to, put down power, and in the wet conditions, it's even more tricky. So he probably lost his rear and straight up went to the right side. But meanwhile, the man who is under pressure right now is Slaya. He has entered the third sector. Let's see what.
Alfa Romeo of Mountain Wolf has gone fastest. He's in P1 right now.
Yes, he has done a 1:42.2. His teammate Neon will also cross the line just ahead of Slaya right now. So let's see what time he can do. Doesn't seem... Neon also improves, goes P3, but meanwhile Slaya has got his composure right and says the fastest time of a 1:40.9. So he did not bottle it at the end, and he was able to successfully get the pole position at the moment. But Logesh is crossing the line. Let's see, does he improve on his time? He goes P2 only with a 1:41.2. So definitely the track has improved massively in the past 1 or 2 laps, and we are seeing the time stumble down more and more.
Yeah, I think Slayer has timed it proper for his final hot lap at the peak of the track evaluation, I think. Yeah. But let's see who else are on a hot lap right now. So we see Uday is coming around on his horse, and let's see what kind of time he can put up. Let's see where he can end up. I think he might go up in the top 10. Let's see.
Let's see, he crosses the line, goes P3.
Wow, top 3.
So that's a very good time. Ink, can he improve? He crosses the line, goes P4. So that's also another brilliant time there. Let's see, next is McLean Don't Die. Can he improve on his time? He does not. But meanwhile, Eric Griffin goes second fastest with a P2 in his Mercedes. So brilliant time by him as well. Dark Knight is about to cross the line, the final person to cross the line, and he goes P7. I still have Mountain Wolf on his on the track, but he unfortunately is not going for a lap. But that will be our final finishing order for the race, the starting order for the race, the finishing order of quali for us today. Slaya just wrecking the whole field with a 1:40.9. Eric Griffin with a 1:41.0. Not that bad, just 1/10 off on the inters. Obviously, everyone on the inters will get to see the full quali results in a second, but that was a brilliant quali. It's always brilliant when there is a changing condition, right?
Yeah, it is always. The last 30 seconds was quite exhilarating. We did see a lot of times coming up and a lot of people who thought they were comfortably sitting on top getting dislodged. So yeah, that's our quali order right now. We have Slayer on pole and Eric Griffin in P2, Logesh in P3, Uday in P4, Ink in P5, Mountain Wolf P6, Dark Knight P7, Bright P8, Neon P9, Ritesh rounding off our top 10.
Yes, indeed. We do have Aces Scoop in P11, McLean Don't Dice or a Pat, Alpha Morty, Thermo, Sai Tarun, Mighty Owl, and Suhaib. We have 18 drivers today. The bottom 5 drivers decided almost not to go on the intermediate tires, or were not able to set a time on the intermediate tires, I should say. Maybe because of invalidation or not making it but up to the line. But we did see everyone on the inter tires towards the end. But nevertheless, they have the chance of doing an alternate strategy. As far as I know, soft medium is not possible. Am I correct? If there are no safety cars?
Yeah, it will be quite tough to stretch out these tires, and I do think we will have a lot of controller and keyword players in tier 3, I think.
Yes.
And without the smooth inputs, the tire will be much more higher, so it's going to be much more difficult to do that one stop. It's going to be very elusive to do it.
Yes, indeed. Let's see. So what do you suggest? A two-stopper, soft, medium, soft, or a medium hards?
I think medium hard will do good, or maybe if you can stretch it out a little, maybe you can even make a soft hard work. Like we saw yesterday, people are trying to do it, but the safety car really did come to the rescue at the end. But I think there is a chance to do a soft hard if you are very careful enough. It's a very risky, a very tough strategy to do, but if you want to really stretch out the one stop on a soft, you can do it. But currently seeing that it's a free tire choice for everyone on the grid, I'd say medium hard makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, but then again, if it's a free tire choice, then that means no one is gonna have that 9 or 10% wear that they generally have on the tire. So even we can see a lot of soft hards coming into play, because you get that extra 2 or 3 laps of extra tire life on the soft tire. So maybe that might come into play. Let's just see. Again, it's a track where it's very difficult to get a safety car, so I will not put my bets on it, because obviously a safety car can or cannot come out. But having a look at the tire choice, everyone has gone for the medium tires.
Except a few brave souls who has gone to the Hearts. Thermo and Suhaib have chosen to start their race on a hard compound tire. So let's see how that decision pays out for them.
Yes, indeed. But I believe the main point to make, not starting on the soft tires is basically that even if you are in the top 5 and you are getting a free tire choice, why not just start with the mediums? The softs, people generally opt for the soft hard if they want to start higher up in the field and maintain their position, make it a bit difficult for the medium runners to overtake and all those kind of things. But right now, anyways, everyone gets a free tire choice, so that's why I believe everyone has gone for the medium tires. But we'll see what we can figure out towards as the race progresses. But the sky looks really clear as of now, so I believe that there will be no rain, in my opinion. Again, I am as clueless as everyone watching this stream, because we do not have the telemetry working as of now. The telemetry is working, but somehow OBS is not able to recognize that. Let me just clarify. So,
Or can you just check that weather URL and see what weather we have in store?
yes, indeed, I can do that. That's not a bad idea. Let me just have a look at weather 1.
So with all of the drivers in the mediums, I think it's going to be a very long DRS train. You're not having a lot of variation in strategy.
Yes, we'll see. Everyone is on intermediates, medium tires, so it doesn't make sense that people will be, there will be a lot of strategy coming into play. Obviously, there will be some strategy regarding the, undercut and the overcut. Unfortunately, I'm not able to see even the weather in that in the browser, so I will just avoid that, because we are about to have the race start done and we shall not miss that.
Yep, this is the most important phase of the race, because as you know, once the position change happens on this lap, then it's going to settle down a bit more. It's going to be a DRS train, DRS proceeding. So let's see how this lap unfolds.
Yes, indeed. Let's have a look what will happen in this lap. As 5 lights, I can't see the lights, but I think it's 5. Yes, there it is, and away we go. Slayer gets a good enough start behind as well. We see a lot of people getting a good start, but Eric Griffin gets the best of these starts and is already leading a lot of front wing end plates and front wings flying into turn 1. Not sure who all got the damage, but we'll soon get a good, report of who all are pitting. But Sai Tarun, a very dangerous re-entry, almost took out the Alfa Romeo. A bit of wheel banging going on at the back. In the front, we have a train forming already. Everyone taking it very cautiously. The Alfa Romeo is trying to look on Uday. How many positions we gained and we lost, and we already have a disqualification. Not sure who. That seems to be Ace Scoop, who has lost it just on the straight somewhere. Couldn't catch him, and there is a VSC right now. A VSC has been deployed. A lot of things happened at the back. I shouldn't have switched from the back because the main action is always at the back. But yeah, meanwhile, let's just have a look at how many positions have been changed. I was not able to use D somehow, but this is our position change. Currently looking at it, Eric Griffin has gained 1 position, Sly has lost 1. Ink has gained 2 positions, and Logesh and Uday both have respectively lost 1 position. Mountain Wolf maintaining his position. Neon 2 positions up. Ritesh also 2 positions up. The 2 biggest gainer are our hard runners, Thermo and Sai Tarun. Sorry, not Sai Tarun.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Slayer just got a DT, so his race is going really bad now.
And he has pitted just now as well. I am not sure if he can serve it. I think
he's just going for a DT. Yeah.
Yes, so let's hope that he is able to serve it. But yeah, Slayer just, we have Eric Griffin also having a DT.
Oof. Okay, that's both our top 2 out with DTs. This is not really good. And another surprising thing in that opening lap is even before he could reach turn 1, I saw Alpha Matias getting a 3-second penalty, saying multiple warnings. I don't know what that warning was all about. But yeah, this is it was kind of a weird start. A lot of action going on, and we did see the Red Bull of Sai Tarun just barging his way through, pushing cars out and just making his way forward. And I think he had to pit. He's gone for another set of hard tires, and Alpha Morty, he has gone to the pits and he has taken a set of softs. What do you think of that?
He's trying to just salvage as much as he can. A 2-stopper definitely from here. Probably he will be going on to the mediums, maybe. And hoping for a safety car. We do have a battle going on between Neon and Thermo there. Neon brilliantly taking the outside and then able to hold up to that, but it's a train forming and some glitch happening. Right now it seems like Logesh is trying to size up a move on Ink as well in the top 3. So there are a lot of battles going on the track right now. Neon and Thermo still battling it out through the final sector there. I believe Thermo just went for the inside line and was able to get the position on Neon, but it's a big train here all the way from Thermo, that is in P7 to P10. So we'll have to keep an eye as Neon goes really wide. Neon goes into the pits. Probably that's the reason why he was not being as quick. Maybe he was having some kind of a damage there.
Maybe the battle with Thermo had some implications, but that's not something that we could tell. It's just mere speculation at the moment. But yeah, Neon goes into the pits, and I think he might go for a set of hard tires and just try to stretch it out. No, he takes another set of... wait, is that a medium? Is that a hard?
Neon hard.
Yeah, he's taking a hard. Yes.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Logesh getting the best of the exit that he can expect. DRS is on, and it should be an easy pass right now for him. He does goes ahead of Ink and gets P2.
Yeah, Ink really didn't particularly fight that hard. He didn't use DRS or anything. He just okay, just go ahead. I'm just gonna stick in your DRS. I think that's a very wise decision from Ink, because yesterday we did see a lot of drivers fighting it out, just losing all the ARS, trying to defend and getting vulnerable to all the drivers behind. So I think Ink is trying to play this a bit smarter.
Yeah, I think the best way is that you form a pair with a driver whom you think is... Oh, that was really...
Forming a pair? That was Dark Knight and Mighty was almost taking out each other. Yes. That was very tight over there.
I don't know why Mighty Owl left it. I am pretty sure that's a flat out corner there, but Mighty Owl decided to brake there and almost caused a very heavy incident there in that manner. But yeah, somehow Dark Knight saw it coming and avoided it. Meanwhile, Eric Griffin has gone into the pits to serve his DT. Let's see where he comes out with respect to Slayer, who also had a DT. But coming to Mighty Owl, it's a big DRS train right now. So obviously not easy to overtake unless you deploy all your ERS. Probably save your ERS for now. Maybe next lap is the lap where you should be looking at. Thermo is forming a train behind him. Probably he's not up to the pace as these boys are, and that might end up soon because Thermo does not have ERS, and McLean Don't Die will obviously be having the ERS. Mighty Owl getting a bit squirmy on the exit there. McLean Don't Die having again the best of the exits there. Thermo going really wide, meanwhile getting a warning probably. DRS assisted. Will this be an easy overtake? Seems like it. They both going side by side. Oh, it's a 3 wide actually, never mind, and a bit of wheel banging going on there. I could not actually capture that. I should have gone to this camera, but because of that, Thermo has lost 3 positions there because of those that 3-way battle.
And he lost a wing and plate as well. So it's definitely going from bad to worse for Thermo right there.
Yeah, you can clearly see him understeering there, could not keep it on the track whatsoever. A bit of teleportation and Dark Knight has ended up behind Thermo now. So that's what happens when you get lag, I guess.
Alright, so yeah, I really thought Thermo would, I knew that Thermo will be falling back, but I think that 3-wide moment really just threw him off and caused a lot of implications there for him.
Yeah, right now it seems like he is definitely going into the pits. But talking about Eric Griffin, he has come out just ahead of Slaya. So definitely he did not lose a lot of time there. Deciding to go for his DT after a couple of laps. So he was not overcut, undercut, whatever you call for DT there. And he is right now on a charge again. And Slaya is trying to stick to him. The next target that he will have is Dark Knight, whom he is trying to hunt down. Up ahead in top 3, we have Ink weaving the massive, full left to right, massive weave there. I could not say anything other than a massive weave, but Ink is trying to defend for his life.
Like he was almost going to great lengths, like almost out of the track to just cut off the slipstream, and we see Eric Griffin is making move on Dark Knight. That did look like it needed a lot of ERS, but he did make the move. With ERS, it was quite a simple move, looked like it. And Mighty Owl and McLean Don't Die are very close to each other. And Mighty Owl takes down the inside. Will they go side by side, or will McLean back out? It looks like...
Sorry.
Okay.
My bad. That was completely my bad. I was pressing the wrong button. But yeah, it looked like Mighty Owl did get the move done. McLean Don't Die did back out a bit, and that helped him get the move done. But meanwhile, Uday has overtaken Ink up ahead. So Uday moves up to P2. He is continuing his charge up to Logesh, who has taken the race lead after the leaders went for a DT.
Yep. So Logesh is going to be sitting in the prime seat right now, and he'll definitely try to, keep Uday away from his DRS range. That's got to be his priority right now, because once they catch up to DRS range, it's going to be a very long DRS train, and it could cause a lot of problems for him as well.
Yeah, talking about DRS train, we are having one here right now in front of our eyes, all the way from P7 to P10. So again, everyone trying to overtake the 2 fast drivers, that is Eric Griffin and Slaya, are trying to clear some of the guys ahead of them, but it seems to be a bit difficult considering that... okay, never mind, I will cut that off and go to the battle that is happening between P2 and P3. But yeah, it seemed to be difficult behind as well, because everyone is in a DRS train. You do not get extra advantage. All you have to do is deplete your ERS and make a move. But that's something that should not happen, as Logesh has retired somewhere in the next corner. Yeah, on the right there. So he has retired at the same place where I retired 2 seasons back, and he was comfortably in the lead in P1. I don't know what tempted him to make a risky move there and cause a retirement.
Yeah, I just saw the gap was increasing. It was going up from 2 seconds to 2.3, 2.4 like that, and the next moment I see Logesh's name is grayed out and is showing up as DNF, and yeah, that's really unfortunate for him. I think he just went a bit too aggressive on that flat out right-hander, and I think might have clipped the curb and lost the rear.
Yeah, I think so. The same thing happened. Meanwhile, Eric Griffin trying for a move on McLean Dundee before the turn itself. He has gotten the move done. Apologies for a bit of lag. It might be because Mighty Owl might also be lagging a bit. Meanwhile, Slaya is trying to catch up to Eric Griffin. He does not want Eric Griffin out of his sight, because the more time he spends behind these two, the more time he is gonna take to catch up to the Eric Griffin. And because of P7 and P8, that is McLean Dundee and Mighty Owl, Eric Griffin is flying off. He has gone.
Yep, we could see already he's put up a gap, so Slayer will be desperate to clear these two cars up ahead in front of him. And up ahead, Uday and Link, they were battling it quite hard. I just wanted to speak about that, and then Logesh just DNF. I was just about to say that they are losing time to the leader, but right now they are the leaders, so yeah.
And this race is turning out to be a very eventful race. A lot of things are changing in mere seconds, so we cannot really say anything about the race. Meanwhile, Mountain Wolf, that's an exit that everyone dreams of, and he is going side by side through the final couple of corners there, still trying to stick it to the inside, but he has to he gets the move done because of him being on the inside, and he moves up to P2.
Yeah, that's a brilliant sequence of corners from Mountain Wolf. Just stuck it around the outside and made sure that he had it proper. Uday just thinking of retaliation there, but just staying it back, holding it back. Oh, and that was a very squeaky move from Uday, almost losing it onto the side of the walls, but he keeps it going. Let's see what he'll do. And Mountain Wolf seems to be on the charge right now. He seems to be having a lot of confidence. And McLean just made a move on Eric Griffin through turn 1. So yeah, this pack is definitely just... There's a lot of infighting going on in the packs. They are just concerned on their race positions right now. So yeah, I don't really think there's a lot of unified strategy. They're just racing out there for pure positions.
Yes, indeed. Meanwhile, it seems like Mountain Wolf has taken the position, but going back to Eric Griffin, again, because of this DRS train nature of this track, you cannot really get rid of the drivers, and because of this opportunity, even Slaya has decided to overtake McLean Dundee there. We all know that McLean Dundee might not have the same pace, but just because it's a DRS train, it's very much easy for them to keep sticking around each other. But it seems like Slaya, now the person in danger is Eric Griffin, because Eric Griffin does not have any DRS from any cars ahead of him, but Slaya will definitely have the DRS. So either Eric Griffin has to push for his life and break that DRS, or he might get eaten up in the next straight. That is the back straight, if we come across that.
I think breaking the DRS right now is very difficult, because Slayer seems to be on very racy right now. He's sticking as close as he could to Eric Griffin, and we also see that Slayer is depleted quite a lot of his DRS. He's right now running at 30%, almost less than 30, so that could be a deciding factor. But we do see Slayer is going for a move around the outside. Will he be able to stick it? Goes side by side, but not enough. Eric keeps the inside. So Slayer will have to stick behind and will have to wait till the straight comes. So can you have a look at the Eric Griffin's ERS status?
Bit more than Slaya, yeah.
Just a little bit more. It's not quite a lot, just a little bit more. I mean, both of them had spent quite a lot of their energy trying to make their way up through two cars, P7 and P8. I mean, that really shows you how difficult it is to overtake with just your exits. It's quite a tough job to do, and we see lead swap again. Ink and Mountain also swapping places. Ink is definitely not just lying down and letting the others take it, he's just giving it back.
And meanwhile, the leaders are trying to go side by side through a corner where you should not go side by side, and Uday is looking to take that opportunity, tries to go on the inside of Ink there. Will he be able to stick it there? He tries to a bit of wheel banging, but position was something that he could not gain from that battle, and Ink meanwhile tries to be alive ahead of Uday there.
Yep, I thought they almost had the position. If you're just like a few meters ahead, he could have been able to survive that wheel contact by staying ahead, but yeah, with just a few meters lacking. But that was still some good racing action there, and yeah, Uday was trying to make the most out of it.
Yes, and meanwhile Slaya is also trying to somehow get past Eric Griffin, but he should know better. Even if he gets past Eric Griffin, he cannot keep up ahead of him, because both of them are almost at the same pace, and if he gets past, Eric Griffin is just gonna get past again in the next lap. What we are seeing in the top 3, a DRS train basically. Like he will give DRS to Eric Griffin, and then Eric Griffin can easily take the position back. So the best move right now would be to just stick behind, calm down for a second, regenerate all the ERS, so that when you finally do make the move, you just blast all your ERS and you can go ahead. Meanwhile,
And we have a
McLaren,
DNF. Yep.
yes. Where did
Where
he
has
die?
he lost it?
I have no idea. I could not see that.
That seems to be a straight, not even an exit. That seems to be a straight. I don't know what happened there.
Seems on the left side here. Oh yeah, there, left side. Yep. I don't know.
I guess maybe side by side contact.
Nah, but he was not that behind, like, you know, close to any other car. He was 5 tenths ahead of Suhaib, but again, sorry, Mighty Owl, whom he was fighting. But again, that could be a bad exit from him, and Suhaib caught him, and then a side by side contact ended up in that. We'll see. It might be, it might not be. Meanwhile, Ritesh somehow comes to P4, all thanks to this game. But the battle for the top is still going on. Ink is trying to go side by side there through turn 1 with Mountain Wolf. Brilliant racing there, both of them leaving each other enough space and keeping their car under control. But all this has helped is Uday to get back into the DRS that he lost in the start finish straight, but he is back in the DRS right now because of all that battle through turn 1.
Yeah, these three are squabbling, and these three are just. I mean, these three they have broken away. To be honest, like the next guy P4, he's 5.4 behind. The gap is steadily closing in, but these guys are just squabbling like there is no tomorrow. It's like it's almost like they're racing on the final lap or something. It feels like that.
The thing is, since these people are in DRS train, they are just pulling each other off. Even if they are losing some time battling it out into turn 1 or something, they are again gaining that time on DRS. So it's a net no time lost. Even you can see, oh, Eric Griffin and Slya are exchanging positions. Slya has gotten past Eric Griffin. I think Eric Griffin did not get the best of exit. Eric Griffin using all his ERS, trying to go on the outside. Will he take a cutback line? He should, but no, Slya has blocked the inside there for Eric Griffin, and Slya has to now pull off a second. Otherwise, the same fate will bestow on him in the next lap.
Yeah, that was good car positioning from Slay. I just parked it in the middle in that corner. Didn't take the inside or the outside. Just kept it in the middle, confusing Eric Griffin. Eric trying to take the outside lane, making it work, but didn't work unfortunately for him. But yes, he's almost dropping back. He's definitely going to use ERS to cover that deficit, and we see he's already catching up. And can you have a look at Slayer's ERS reserves? Can you see how much he is having?
Almost same. Exactly the same.
Lot.
Yeah, exactly the same. Both have exactly the same ERS, but since Laya is on the defending side, he should have a bit more, because how else will you defend if you don't have ERS on this track?
Yep. So it's going to be a lot of position swaps coming up between these two guys. These guys are going to be squabbling at it for quite some time by the looks of it. So let's see how that all fares out. But one decisive moment that could help in that battle is Slayer breaking the DRS of Eric Griffin. That could be a decisive moment, but let's see if he's able to do that.
Yeah, meanwhile, it seems like Mountain Wolf has broken the DRS, and because of that, Ink is getting pressured from Uday, because Uday has the DRS that he can use, also has the ERS in fact to use. So definitely he will be looking to pressure. We do have, oh, that's a Aston Martin of Dark Knight, I believe.
It's Alpha Morty.
Oh, Alpha Morty. Oh, he has DNF'd. Okay, that's a safety car. How did he DNF in that part of the track?
Looks like, yeah, again, looks like he just seems to have lost.
Oh, on the exit. Yeah. So, how, same place where Logesh lost it, even Alpha Morty has lost it. So, seems to be a common occurrence, and my game has crashed, I believe.
Oh.
I hope. I think
it just
yes, it has crashed.
Okay, this is not a right time to crash, because safety car, we just want to see what kind of strategies people will be making. But yeah, we'll be back shortly. Let's see.
Even though it's not the best time, but it is still better than, you know, crashing in middle of the race. At least now we have some time to restart the game, and probably considering that the first crash happened after half the race, so expecting the next crash to happen after the race. So let's see. Meanwhile, I'm just joining into the game, but yeah, exciting battle. But one point is definitely there, that it's just a DRS train. So unless and until you are in that train, you are gonna be left behind if you are outside the train. So you have to be in a DRS train to get pulled along.
Yeah, we did see that once people drop off the TRS, it's quite tough to catch back up, and the only way that you're going to do that is spend up most of your ARS, and that's not something that you want to do, because I mean, like time and again we've said that it's quite tough to defend on this track without having your ERS reserves. It's quite a balancing act for these guys to do, but the best thing to do is, like you say, just stick behind and use the ERS in a decisive manner when your opponent can strike back at you.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, so let's see, we are just joining back into this session. We should not be missing a lot of action because the safety car just now came out. So we'll just have a look at what the current situation is. Let's see what tires have drivers decided to go on. And Aces Coupe has retired. That was
I just see old messages is coming up.
But these are the tires. Everyone has gone for the hards in the top 9. And rest everyone below top 10 have gone for the medium tires.
And surprisingly, Eric Griffin has not paid at all. He's just staying out on those medium tires.
Yeah, that's
a very surprising decision.
Yeah, that's not a wise decision considering now that the field is bunched up. He's gonna get a wrath of the... And he has gone into the pits right now. Yes. So
that's a very bad time to... choosing to pit. I think maybe Eric Griffin might have crossed the line when the safety car is out, but it doesn't make sense. I mean, everyone below him has pitted.
Yeah, I don't think so that he crossed the line, because Slaya also pitted and people who were ahead of him also pitted. So he just was not ready to go into the pits, and that caused him to come out all the way back in P12. But since the field is bunched up, he still has a chance.
He has a chance, but again, it's going to be a very uphill climb for him, because he's virtually the back of the grid right now. And
everyone around him is on medium, so it's sort of gonna be an impossible task for him from here.
At least for the first few laps, it's going to be absolutely impossible, because guys side are going to be fighting left, right and center, and they might be pulling away from him because of the tire advantage as well. That's another fact to consider. But even though, considering that Eric Griffin has much more pace than them, still it might be a very tough task for him. Like, he might have spent up all his energy by the time he reaches his contenders up in the top.
Yes, indeed. Let's see what he can do, but it seems like the race has gone downhill unless there is another safety car.
Yep, that's the only thing that could throw some more twist into the race. But as it stands, the top 3 seem to be unscathed. They're just going as it is. Business as usual for them. And Ritesh Singh, I think his name popped up when he went into the pits. He is in P4 right now.
Yeah, I think he did not pit now. He pitted a couple of laps.
He pitted
back.
earlier.
Yeah.
He pitted earlier and the safety car was not out yet.
Yeah.
So I guess when everyone just went in, he was able to get that position P4 right now.
Yeah, so considering that he's on 3 laps old, hard tires, it shouldn't be a lot of damage to him, you can say. He won't be at a disadvantage. A big pile-up happening there behind Slayer. They should not be doing this. Should be a bit more careful under safety car. Let's not go that close. You might break your wing or, cause anything.
I mean, safety car is in this lap, so of course they're going to start bunching up people, and people in the back might not be expecting that, but you always got to be careful. We're just going through the YouTube comments, and one possible suggestion is that maybe his teammate might be in the pits when Eric Griffin was out. But whatever it is, we are back racing, and Mountain Wolf does not seem to have gotten that great... Oh wait, he has broken away. That's nice.
So Mountain Wolf left 2 corners behind the final corner, and he got the best of the start. But right now, Ink and Uday were going side by side into turn 1. These 2 people are inseparable, but somehow Ink manages to keep it ahead of Uday.
Yeah, Uday is not doing himself a favor. He seems to be getting some warnings as well. He already has a penalty, so he's going to have to be very careful to not pile up any more penalties. And so it just goes deep and touches Neon and spins out. That was very unfortunate for him. Can he go on board to him and see what's happening with him?
Suhaib is right now having some wing damage, I believe, because okay, that's not the line you should be taking if you don't want to get disqualified. But up ahead, it seems like Neon is trying to use some ERS and get the move done, but decides to stay back. Train forming, obviously, because it's a safety car restart, but Mountain Wolf has done the best job in, getting the restart, and because of that, right now he has broken 2.5 seconds ahead of Uday and Ink.
Yeah, that seems to be a restart well done for Mountain Wolf. He's definitely broken off the DRS, and he now just needs to keep that gap so that he could maintain that. And I think he's being helped by Ink and Uday just fighting against each other. Uday is just very close with him with Ink's DRS range, and he's that close. And every single time, whenever he gets close, he's trying to attack Ink. So that fighting will definitely be helping Mountain Wolf. He'll be praying for that to happen quite a long time. So yeah.
Yeah, indeed. It seems like a big train is forming all the way till Slaya, who have caught up to the back. Mountain Wolf has lost a couple of positions, or is it just the game glitching out? Not sure. But anyways, it seems like Neon is under attack from Ripe as well right now. Lot of battles being fought around the track. Could not keep a track of everything, but right now it seems like Eric Griffin is on a charge on Sai Tarun. He has made up a couple of positions. Just a couple, if I am not wrong, just 2 positions what he has made up, and it seems like he's set in, he's dialed in on this track and should be able to get the move as quickly as possible. Look at him using all his ERS. He is desperate to get the move done. He does not care about the ERS that he is left. He just wants to get past people.
Yep, that's very much clear because we don't have the TRS enabled yet. So it's all down to his energy consumption right now.
He is consuming them.
Yep,
For
he's
sure.
making the maximum out of that. He's almost down to fumes right now, running at 15%. So he's definitely gonna have to focus on regenerating a bit more right now. But I really don't think he could do it because I think the DRS will be enabled in a few more laps, and he will be under pressure from the guys behind as well.
Yes, the battle that is up for the watch is all the DRS train all the way from P2 to P6, and everyone is trying to get past each other. Slaya being stuck behind in this DRS train. Right now DRS is not enabled yet, but
Yeah, just now we got the enable message. So DRS is enabled at this lap.
yes, so it will be enabled in the back straight, but again it's a DRS train, something that will not be helpful. But meanwhile Saurabh Pat has just gone on 17% DRS, so definitely gonna be a sitting duck on the straight, and Slaya should be able to easily get past Saurabh Pat there.
I could be still, Sauro could still put up a fight back. Let's see what he could do. But yeah, like I said, his ERS is down, but he does have the TRS from the car ahead. So that could provide him a little bit of breathing room, but I don't think he could survive that long from Slaya's onslaught.
Yes, meanwhile at the front, Uday overtook Ink with DRS assisted, and right now Slaya is trying to overtake Saurabh Pat with ERS assistance, which he does successfully before the fast right-hander. So he moves up 1 position, and up ahead we see Ritesh following Ink as well. Right now Uday will be under pressure from Ink. Uday has to break off the DRS if he wants to survive in this race.
Yeah, Uday seems to be slightly faster than Mountain Wolf. He seems to be slightly, slightly reducing the gap. I think it went up to on 1.7 at a stage in this lap. So it's going to be interesting to see how much he's going to close in on Mountain Wolf. But point to note is Uday is having a penalty, so it's going to be a tough job for him to break that gap.
Yes, indeed, that's the penalty situation to watch. Ritesh also having a 3-second penalty, and we do have Slaya right now who is trying to go side by side with Ritesh, and manages to take the inside and get the position done on Ritesh there.
Yeah, that was a good move. I mean, we don't really see a lot of moves there, but that is also one of really good overtaking corners. Yeah, that was really good move from Slayer there.
Yes, so right now it seems like this train is still not broken. Behind Saurabh, Pat is also looking feisty on Ritesh. Ritesh trying for a comeback on Slaya, but I think he will decide to stick back, and that's what he does. He does stick back. Both the McLaren boys are together. Some team orders might be creeping in any second. I believe when Slaya will be very close to Ink, I believe the best way to give the position back would be if Ink just closes his DRS, and then rest Slaya can do by using the DRS. But let's see if there is some team order that comes in, or whether this will be the position that will be continued towards the end of the race.
Yeah, even if team orders are there right now, it needs to be executed carefully, because if they botch it, then they're going to be losing a lot of positions. But we see Ritesh and Saurav just scrapping it out through third sector, both of them trying some different lines. But Ritesh is staying ahead right now, but Saurav definitely looks to be a bit more racier through that sector.
Yes, indeed, we do have another battle going on behind between Mighty Owl and Sai Tarun. Mighty Owl seems to be getting eaten up by Sai Tarun right there because of the fresher tires and the ERS and DRS usage. Sai Tarun moves up a position, but Mighty Owl gets so good exit, but a slight tap and the contact model did everything. Sai Tarun was not in control of his car, and so was Saurav Pat after the contact model. Thermo taking a very interesting line there, going very deep into the previous corner, which made him spat out of that exit there. And Sai Tarun gets to keep the position. A bit of aggressive moves happening there, but moving up in the field, we again have, sorry, never mind, I will cut that off because Sai Tarun and Thermo are still going side by side. It seems like Thermo deployed all the ERS that he had.
Yeah, I think Sai Tarun is going to get a lot of messages after today's race, because there has been quite a lot of contacts with this car and other cars. And I think it was Sai Tarun and Mighty Owl with a contact, right? In turn 2.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, I think Mighty Owl was somewhat lucky because he didn't clip the wall. That was very close there. Somehow he was lucky in that aspect, but definitely I won't say lucky considering that he got taken out even though he got a good exit. He'll definitely be kicking himself, but he just got to put his head down and come back up. But even though he comes back up, point to note is he's having 20 seconds of penalties.
Yes, indeed. So it's probably a race done for him. But talking about the top battle, we do have Ink, who has swapped positions with Slaya, and Ink has gathered a 3-second penalty there. They did not lose a lot of time. Slaya is still within DRS of Uday. Uday, meanwhile, is catching up to Mountain Wolf. So just 7 laps left into this race. He has a lot of time to catch up to Mountain Wolf. Mountain Wolf should be looking to push now, which he is doing with 50% DRS left in his bank, but Uday has just 25. So we'll see how it pans out. Ink is losing the DRS from his teammate. Meanwhile, Slaya is trying to get as close possible to Uday and maybe make a move in the next couple of laps. So this battle might help out Mountain Wolf again, but we'll see how much does it help him out at the end.
Yeah, I know that restart that Mountain got it right. That has been very critical to his position right now. I mean, without that, the gap wouldn't have been this higher, and he would have definitely struggled when the DRS had kicked in. But right now, he just seems to be comfortable up ahead. He just needs to keep his head calm, not do any mistakes, and just keep a steady pace so that he could just sail back home. Because guys behind, they're gonna have to push like crazy, and they're gonna have to use up all their energy to make whatever gains that they could. So Mortal just needs to be steady, keep enough energy in reserves so that in the worst case he could have some to fight. But we see right now Slayer is making a move on Uday, just moving up to P2, and will Uday fight back? No, he doesn't. But I'm pretty sure Uday will try to do something in the next few straights, because so far what you've seen from Uday is he's definitely not backed out. We did see him swapping a lot of times places with Ink. So maybe could he do something with Slayer? Let's see.
Let's see what happens. It seems like Slaya is having more pace right now, so Slaya might just well off break off from the DRS as well, using all his ERS or whatever he has got in the bank. He has the same ERS as what Uday has, so unless Uday gets a good exit from the next corner, he might as well lose the ERS in in the next lap, and he does not get a good exit there. Slayer
I
gets a
think,
much
sorry
better-
to cut you off there. I think Morton Wolf might have made a mistake because the gap just reduced drastically. It started at 2 seconds, and now Slayer is 1.3 behind Morton Wolf. So definitely something went wrong up front.
Can be something wrong. Let's just hope that he did not do a major mistake. He's losing a lot of time though right now. It might just be he's that 2 or 3 tenths slower than these guys, and right now they are catching up to him. So Mountain Wolf would be holding on to his dear lives, will be looking at the timer on the top right, will be hoping that it goes down, the lap counter on the top left, and will be hoping that it keeps on going down as quickly as possible and this race comes to an end. Let's see if he can hold up. He is still 1.5 seconds ahead. He is showing some good pace now, and he might be able to keep the position ahead. Meanwhile, Saurabh Pats really goes very close to Ink and almost had an incident there, and he loses one more position to Neon. Ink seems to be...
What do you think of Ink's defensive strategy? He seems to be weaving to break the slipstream, but what do you think of that? Do you think that's okay, or do you think that's kind of on the edge? What is your opinion?
It depends. Like, we do have 3 moves allowed. So if you're on the racing line, you go inside, you come out, you again go back to the racing line. But if he's doing more than that, that's what we have seen, that every driver is doing just 3 moves, going from the racing line to the inside and then coming back to the racing line. So if he is keeping up with that, it's all fair. And if he's not doing it when some car is really close to him, it's all fair. But if he's doing it, if some car is really close, then that's an on the edge.
Okay, and up ahead, the battle for the lead has just heated up because Slayer is in DRS range of Mortal. He's 7 tenths behind.
Oh, my game crashed again.
Oh, come on, not now.
Yes, it has gone again.
Okay, let's try to bring that back up quick because this definitely is coming down to quite a enthralling finale. The last few laps are going to be quite interesting. Let's see.
Yes, let's see. My game does not... and the surprising thing is that my game doesn't crash when I race. It's only when I stream it crashes. So I am not sure what's the exact issue with it, with the game. But I'm trying to launch the game as quickly as possible. It should be up in within the next 1 minute, considering that I have it on my SSD. So shouldn't take a lot of time, and hopefully we'll get to see the last 3 laps of the race.
Yep.
Yes, so I am loading into the session, so let's just go back into the session. I think we would have lost a maximum of 1 lap of racing there, and we could see Slayer in P1 right now, but that was something that was already coming. Hopefully the game loads quicker, and then we can see where Slayer is with respect to Mountain Wolf. He was definitely gaining on Mountain Wolf. The last time we checked, he was inside the DRS range. So let's see what he is now. As I said, Slayer has overtaken Mountain Wolf there.
That was a quick change in lead, and Slayer just making quick work of Mountain Wolf. I think that just shows how much pace Slayer is having. He just had to break through the pack and just made it look that much easier, right? I definitely didn't think it would be this much easier, to be honest.
Yeah, it seems like the DRS is all you need, and Mountain Wolf is not having the best of the pace right now that he can show. You can clearly see him falling back as well. Slayer setting fastest time lap after lap, and he has already broken the DRS from Mountain Wolf. Now from here, all he has to do is keep it clean, as there is a battle between Ritesh and Ink. I'm not sure, a lot of wheel banging going on. Ritesh trying to rejoin the track safely as possible. His teammate overtakes him. There is a big train behind him as well. Saurabh Pat and Eric Griffin, both the Mercedes drivers, trying to get in this action. Eric Griffin has made up a lot of positions, and right now he has just now disposed of his teammate. He will be looking to overtake Ritesh as well in the Ferrari up ahead. Let's see how well he can do that. Both are in a DRS train, so it might be a bit difficult for him to get the move done with 5% DRS, that too. So definitely something that won't be easy for him. Let's see what he can do. Tries to get a better exit there. Ripe, meanwhile, trying to go side by side with Neon there. Going through the next corner. Suhaib has disqualified from this session. I think that's a previous message. Never mind. And Eric Griffin loses his wing there. He lost his wing. He has lost his wing.
Come on, man. You need to be a bit more calm than that. I think he was just waiting, just itching to get past. Just got the better of him, I think. But yeah, there's quite a lot of squabbling going on here for positions. Even we did see Neon and Ink were going very precariously side by side through the flat out right hander. That was quite dangerous to see, but somehow they are still surviving. But unfortunately, Eric Griffin has lost his swing, so it's going to be a painful few laps for him. It's gonna be very draining for him, because he was in the contention for the lead in one point, but he's gonna be fighting to scrape it out for the top 10.
Yeah, it seems like that's Neon going really wide while battling Ink, and Ritesh is trying to take up whatever position he can. A big train forming here ahead of him. Ripe goes on the inside, Ink is on the outside, but Ink will get the DRS for the next straight, and Ripe might be eaten up behind Neon. We have Ritesh also sizing up a move on Neon. Neon might have the DRS as well to help him up ahead. We do see Ink getting past Stripe again because of the DRS. So the last 3-4 laps is bringing out a good amount of battles, especially in the middle field. You cannot call it middle field, it's still in the top 10. Meanwhile, Mountain Wolf has closed up the gap and is only within the DRS of Slayer there. So it seems like Slayer used up all his ERS to just get past Mountain Wolf, and Mountain Wolf is coming back.
Yeah, I mean, the lead battle is important, of course, but this pack of cars is fighting each other. It's looking to be quite interesting. And Ripe, we did see he was making a very opportunistic move before the sector 2, just locking out Ink on the outside line, taking the inside, diving down, blocking his line. But of course, the DRS and the ERS combination of the straight didn't really help him keep the position. But this pack is still just going out strong.
Let's just have a look at the ERS that our top two have. Yes, as I said, Slaya is known for depleting all his ERS, and that's what he has done right now. If Mountain Wolf knows his competitor, if he knows Slaya, he should know that the reason he is falling back is because he has no ERS. So all Mountain Wolf has to do is, in this lap, he has to close the gap to 3/10 to 4/10, use up all his ERS, and in the next lap, he can easily overtake on this half of the track. He can clearly see the blinking lights of Slaya ahead of him. He is right now just 5/10, as Slaya is getting a bit squirmy on the exit there. Meanwhile, at the back, we have Ripe again overtaking Ink for the position. Ink really close on the diffuser there of Ripe. Neon meanwhile also joining this battle. So again, there will be two battles on the track to keep an eye on. The top two, and also the battle for P4, which is right now going really hot. Ripe gets another 3 seconds penalty. The penalty situation might not change the whole outcome, because because Ripe is with 20 seconds, but a finish on track is what these drivers are looking for.
Yeah, the moment I saw the penalties, I was like, okay, this is fine. But still, it's good to have some on-track bragging rights. I think that's what Ripe is going for. So yeah, but whatever it is, it still is an interesting battle for us to watch. Can you go on the Mountain Wolves? Can we see how he is faring?
He has right now 24% ERS. He seems to be 7/10 behind. That's a lot back. Please use your ERS as much as you can. Just make it 0%, because you definitely need to be within 3 to 4/10 of Slaya when you are heading onto the straight, and that's not gonna help. And that's his chance thrown out. He went a bit too eager on the throttle, and that's his win thrown out. But going back in the battle, we have Ink and Ripe and Neon again back at it. Ink did not get the best of the exit. He might be just eaten up by Neon as well. We'll have to wait and see. Penalty wise anyways, Ink does not need to fear. He has only 3 seconds, and he is gonna be ahead of both of these people.
Yep, he is definitely going to be on, at least on standings, at least he's going to be ahead. So I really want to see how much Ink will fight this out. But anyway, the lap is coming to an end. We are close to a checkered flag. And it was really unfortunate to see the lead battle fizzle out like that. It was building up to an intense finale with Mountain Wolf closing in the gap. I just think Mountain Wolf had mistimed his push. I think he should have maybe pushed a bit harder on the 26th lap. But nonetheless, it still is a great race from both of those guys. I mean, look at them. They only 2 races on the grid with no penalties. So that itself shows how good of a race they've driven. So yeah, that's a brilliant race from Slay as well. He crosses the line P1, Mountain crosses P2, and Uday comes across the line, takes a brilliant P3. That's really nice from him. And Ripe comes across P4, but will be relegated down the order by a lot, to be honest. So yeah,
He's just
that was
going
quite
down.
an intense finish.
Yes. Eric Griffin, meanwhile, manages to keep P7 after his end plate, which was damaged 2 laps back, and he was driving that broken car, but because of his lack of penalties, he manages to come P7. Neon and Ripe have dropped to P8 and P9 respectively. Dark Knight comes P10, Thermo comes P11. Mighty Owl P12, and Sai Tarun will be the last one to cross the line in P13. So that's our race for today. A brilliant race we got to watch today. A lot of DRS train and a lot of battle that was happening on the track throughout the race. Something similar which we can expect in today's night tier 1 race as well. And guess what? There is a surprise. Our very own Maranello baby is coming back, making a comeback in today's night race. So we'll have to watch how he fares up after a break of 3 seasons from league racing here at IRC, and how he fares up with the new boys, the next generation of racing, if you can say. So we'll have that exciting battle today night. So do tune in at 8 o'clock where you get to see the tier 1 race at the same track in France. But meanwhile, let's just watch the celebration for our tier 3 race that we just got to watch, and this will be your finishing order for today's race. Obviously, a lot of things that we got to see today in the race. Something that we did not expect was one safety car and one VSC, and 2 drivers retiring at the same place, so making it a bit of a risky place where you can lose your car. We'll wait for the drivers to be dragged into the VC for interview. Meanwhile, let me just let you know that we have our bingo live and running for our F1 tier 1 race today night. So head over to bingo.irc indianracingcommunity.co.in. So that is bingo.indianracingcommunity.co.in, and you can play a fun little game of bingo there and choose what you think or predict what you think is gonna happen in today's night tier 1 race. We obviously have a leaderboard, and this thing is gonna carry on till the end of the season. That is for all the remaining 9 races that are left, 10 for tier 1. And then we are gonna have a final winner, and they might end up getting some exciting prize. So do head over for that to get some entertainment while you watch our tier 1 race. But that's it for tier 3 race and stream that we had to watch today. Do we have our podium finishers?
I think we have Slaya and VC with us. So Dipanshu, why don't you take it away?
Yes, so Slaya, welcome to the comms box, and congratulations on the race win. So we did see you get a DT. At that instant, did you think that the race was over for you?
Not really, actually, but thank you for welcoming me to the Combox. It's been a while since I've been here, and happy to be here, actually. So, yeah, that DT, actually, it was pretty gutting, but I saw that even one of the main rival which I had, which was Eric Griffin, he also got a DT as well. So, that really, took out some of the stress of that DT, and coming back from serving that DT to getting the win, yeah, great race, I have to say. That's it.
Nice to hear that. So what about the last few laps when you were just in the DRS of Mountain Wolf? You were actually ahead and Mountain Wolf was behind, and you were losing some time on him because you had depleted all your ERS, he did not. So were you scared at that point? Did you think that maybe Mountain Wolf can take the win in the final 1 or 2 laps?
Even though Mountain Wolf is a very formidable opponent, but I think like in Sector 1 I was gaining like few tenths, So that really took out a lot of the stress going on to the DRS straight, and it gave me quite a bit of a gap so that I would feel safe to stay ahead. And then in sector 3 also I was gaining 2-3 tenths, so that was also great.
Okay, good to hear from you, Angre. Congratulations on the win, especially after getting a DT and falling pretty much towards the mid to the end of the pack. But moving on to Mountain Wolf, our P2 finisher today. Mountain Wolf, so you were the only other person apart from Slaya to not have a penalty. So, but then towards the end of the race, we were keeping an eye on your battle and we were hoping that we'll get some last lap battle, but you did lose your car out of the, that exit that you get before the straight. So, till then, were you actually hoping that you can catch up to Slaya? What were your thought process at that point?
Yeah, hi Dipanshu. So the situation was that I was really getting very close to him, but I also had a lot of ERS, so I became little bit ambitious over there. And before I could, straighten my car, I started using ERS, and which lost my control little bit. And I was hoping to overtake Slayer, but I'm not the faster ones in my tier, but it all went to the strategy that I took, and it helped me a lot in gaining the position.
Yes.
I guess I started around sixth. I was sixth while I was starting, but then later on, the strategy that I did, actually, I was going for only one pit, mediums and softs, but luckily, a safety car came, and then I decided to go on hards. So managed to hold till the end.
So,
And Slayer, yeah.
So what do you think the DT that Slayer and Eric Griffin got helped you in this P2 position?
Yeah, definitely. They are always the faster ones compared to me. So I always think that what strategy would work against those people. So, I was managing my tires. I was aiming to go softs or medium as such till 18 laps. But then I got a safety car. So then I switched to hards directly. I assumed that there won't be any safety car one more after that. So
What went through your mind when you saw Logesh, who was ahead of you, also crash out?
wow, that was an incident to remember. Uh, Logesh usually is always coming into the faster ones. Whenever you hear the fast laps, is always Logesh or Eric or Slayer. So
Correct.
when I saw that Logesh was out of the session, that really, I should not say that, but made me happy.
Well, at the end, he's your drivers championship
Yeah.
contender. So obviously, you never say people saying up front, but
There
yeah.
is no fun, right?
Yeah.
Without the rivals, there is no
Yes,
fun.
exactly. Okay, that's it. Anyways, congratulations on your P2 and obviously finishing the race without any penalties. So definitely
Thanks, Dipanshu.
definitely you kept it clean, you kept it on the track, and that resulted in you getting a P2. But moving on to Uday. Uday, again, congratulations on your P3. Could you tell us more about the battle that you were having constantly with Ink, mostly for more than 50% of the race?
Yeah, hi guys. So yeah, very happy with the P3 first of all, and yeah, like that battle was, I would definitely admit it was very enjoyable. I think I could have maybe challenged Wolf a little bit because he was just flying too much ahead, and I thought Ink was maybe like a couple tenths slower than me, 2 or 3 tenths, because as soon as I overtook him, like I could quickly create a gap in one lap of like a second or so. But yeah, like that, like Ink defended really well. Definitely, like I was sort of annoyed, but yeah, he defended really well, and I definitely was not able to stick close to him when we had that DRS straight. So definitely, like, yeah, so that was my bad, I would say. But yeah, like I maybe like by the end I could see that Wolf was having a good battle with Slayer, so maybe I could not have challenged Wolf that much. But yeah, maybe not. But I think this was definitely where I was going to end up with my pace and my quality.
Yes, definitely. Are you happy with your position finish? Like considering, obviously, as Mountain Wolf also said, even you are not among the most quickest in this tier. Like I think that goes to Slaya and Eric Griffin. So when you saw them get a DT and Logesh crash out, did you think that maybe you can win this race even?
I definitely thought that. I mean, in the end, when Slayer came with his pace, I mean, I realized that maybe there was no chance to win the race. I realized that at the end. But yeah, before that, I was definitely hoping that I could, take both Wolf and Ink in the middle of the race. But yeah, like Ink held me up too much to, have those hopes. But yeah, good competitor. But yeah, I was definitely annoyed. I won't lie.
Obviously that happens when someone this is true to all game actually. If you see someone quicker than slower than you ahead of you, and then you are not able to make a move, it does frustrate people. So I
I
believe
mean, I could have dive bombed, very aggressively, but there was a chance it could have ruined both of our races. And when I could see that I had a podium in hand, I definitely didn't want to ruin that.
that was a very good thinking from your side, and good that you didn't, because we got to see a lot of interesting battle on the track because of that between you two. But nevertheless, a huge congratulations to all the podium finishers. But that's it from us today. We will end our stream now, but do join in for the tier 1 race that is gonna happen today night. As I said, we are having a comeback of our very own Maranello baby, and obviously we have the old grid as usual, and we will be on the same track. We don't know the conditions, but hopefully it will be an exciting race to watch for. Meanwhile, if you want some exciting game to be played, head over to bingo.indianracingcommunity.co.in. The links might be in the description below. You can play a small prediction bingo type of game where you can choose 5 outcomes that you think might happen in today's night tier 1 race, and if those are correct, you get points for getting those predictions right. And this will happen throughout the season, and at the end of the season we are gonna definitely give away some kind of a reward to the top point scorer. So just keep tuned and enjoy the race. Hope to see you guys tune in for the tier 1 race today night. But that's it from me as your streamer, and Deepakraj, being the commentator, a brilliant companion he has been for me for the past 1.5 hours. Thankfully our stream didn't end more than 1.5 hours, but a brilliant race we had and a brilliant company I had. Hopefully we both will continue to stream tier 3. But that's it from us. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. See you soon in the evening.
Bye bye.